Hello, man. Welcome to my training. And this one is titled The Real Reason You Get Ghosted. It's not because you're doing things wrong, and you got to always remember confidence comes from clarity and not hype. Also, dating is a skill, it is not a personality trait. So when women are ghosting you, they're not rejecting you, they're just giving you feedback of what you're doing wrong. But guess what? I created this training to give you feedback ahead of time so that you can use this to get better, so that you understand what's going on before it happens, while it happens, and what's the proper game plan to make sure you don't get ghosted. Now, why do women ghost you? It's very basic. It's very simple. Women ghost you because they don't feel like they know you, or they feel like you're wasting their time, or they feel like you're just on two different planes, two different planets, two different ships passing in the night. And this happens from you not having awareness, you having no clue what you want to do, lack of clarity, and just not being genuine or truthful or honest about what you want to do. So a lot of you guys are just starting to date and you're thinking, hey, it's kind of how it was before. And no, it's different because women have upped their game. They want clarity, want communication, and they want men who are confident in themselves and what they're doing. So I created this training to portray that. And this training goes into how to create empathy, clarity in your conversations via text message, via date. So I'm gonna give you the formula so you can use this formula to better your dating life and better your communication in general. With that being said, let me share my screen to show you guys what I have cooked up here for you. So conversations that last, that's the idea. That's what you're going to be able to get from this training. You're going to be able to see examples. I'm going to give you the idea. So by the end of this video, you'll be able to say, all right, my conversations are normally like this. Hey, what are you doing? Good morning, text. Not really sure what I'm doing with her. Just texting her for follow-up versus that's kind of what you're doing right now. This video is for you. Watch to the end. By the end of this video, you'll be able to say, okay, I understand the framework of what I'm supposed to do when I speak to women. I understand that there's three things I need to have. I need to lead them, tell them where I'm leading them to, have fun, be the leader of fun, and also create conversation, communication, and connection, like an emotional connection so that you understand, women have a place to follow you on because you're supposed to be the leader, right? A lot of you guys want trad wives, traditional women, traditional wives. Well, traditionally, you're supposed to know how to lead. So this training is going to help you learn how to lead. So conversations that last, this is the basic equation. I'll go into more details in my group, but this is enough to get you guys going. So first things first, what not to do. What you doing, Warriors, or saying something generic is what fails completely. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, how are you? How was your day? Those things are terrible. I want you to use text in the bottom of this video, and I created general openers, just conversation starters. I don't believe in openers, I don't believe in pickup lines, but I created conversation starters, which is called the 50-30 pickup lines. It just has a funny title. And these lines or these openers that I call are just conversation starters to get you to talking to somebody. And the point of these conversation starters is to say something that gets a topic rolling so she can start talking about it and you can start diving deeper off of what she's saying, also simultaneously sharing about yourself. That's a very basic core of how to start creating connection. So in that document I just spoke about, called 50-30 lines, I'll give you an example. Cool. So I'd say something like an open loop. You look like my future next girlfriend. That's kind of funny. Some women like that, some women hate it. Um, now, this is if I would comment on her picture saying this is the face a guy can get used to waking up to every single day. Hopefully, hopefully, um, something like that I'll start off with. There's something about your vibe I can't put my finger on yet, but I kind of want to. I'm going to complain to Spotify about you not being this week's hottest single. Something funny, engaging, and complimenting. To give you guys a little bit more like details on like how this could work, there's four types of openers I say. Something like that's like funny, something that's intriguing or asking them a question about themselves, flirty, direct, or like a question that requires like a deeper response, something more logical. Those are like the four types of like categories of conversations that I found that works. I have about 50 more lines in here that I can share with you. But I like to start off playful and start off like just getting to know somebody, playful banter, nothing too serious to get the conversation rolling. After that, I'll start asking them qualifying questions about themselves, and I'll start starting qualifying information about myself. Like, are you more of a gym girly or are you more of an artsy kind of person? Oh, I'm more artsy. Really? Okay, well, what do you think about this comparison or that comparison? Or whatever I know about art. If I know nothing about art, I'm like, well, why do you like art? Is it like an expression tool for you? How do you express your artsy side? Is it going to a museum or is it sitting home painting and sipping or is it something more actually like professional or intricate? I ask her to share about herself so I can share about myself and we get to know each other. This defeats the whole, hey, what are you doing? Hey, good morning. And this is the thing about good morning texts. Good morning texts are okay, but if there's no follow-up, just hey, good morning, like it's kind of like you're just falling into like the trap of being a regular guy. And I want you guys to understand like there's a few nuances here, but it's pretty easy to understand. You'll pick it up a lot faster than you think. So this is what not to do. Don't hit her with the what are you doing? Don't hit her with the blatant good morning text without actually like asking, something that like matters. If you use your good morning text, use callback humor or something like that. That's very basic to keep things going. So don't do these two and type below 50 flirty lines and I'll send you the 50 flirty conversation starters that I have and I've used in the past. So non-negotiables is what you have to understand is compliance. I was speaking about good morning texts and what not to do and what to do. If usually what I've found is women don't really want good morning texts until you really know them. Because getting a good morning, some of them do. It's 50-50. I can't say all women, because obviously all women are not the same. All women are unique and special and different. But generally, I don't like sending good morning texts until we've at least hung out once or twice, because then you're more into like, my sphere of influence or interest. Once that's met, then yeah, I'll start like saying good morning with a follow-up of like starting a conversation or giving her like an expectation when we're supposed to meet up. Keep in mind when you get the number isn't the ends. It's a means to an end, if I said that right. Which that means is you're supposed to just get the number and it's supposed to be a communication. It's supposed to provide consistency for communication before the next date. So you always want to know when you're going to see this person next. You always want to know when you're going to see this person next. That's the point of getting her number. And compliance is something that I can teach. But basically, what that means is if you went on the first date, don't be texting "I love you," right? If you're just seeing her for the first time, you shouldn't be texting "Hey, I like you." You should be building up interest according to like where the interest level is at. Kind of comments and stuff, but if you're not dating avidly, these things don't come natural to you. So, understand where you are in like, the conversation, the framework. In that same script of 50 30 lines, I have the five levels of compliance you need to know when you're speaking to somebody to not go too fast and not go too slow. So, oxytocin connecting conversation. This is very basic. All this means is, are you asking questions that actually matter and talking about topics you actually want to talk about? Um, if somebody says they're a foodie on their profile, then you say something like, um, sushi or tacos. And then that's a start of a good conversation to have some fun. That's just the top layer. To go in deeper, to have more fun with oxytocin, think about what it means. Oxytocin is the chemical your brain gives off when you're, around a loved one. You're having like a deep conversation, connection with somebody. Just think about it like this. When you're around a loved one, are you getting a hug from somebody special? Oxytocin shoots off in your brain. The best word we can use to make that logically make sense is comfort. Having a lot of comfort-based conversations. What's a comfort-based conversation? A comfort-based conversation is let's say the conversation you would have with somebody if they're sitting in your house on the couch. If I'm sitting on a couch with somebody in my house, I'm so comfortable with them. I could get up, I could walk, I could take a shower, come back, they're gonna be chilling there still. I'm not inviting a stranger to come sit in my house like in the middle of the day. I'm inviting somebody that I'm comfortable with at that level. So just because that person's not in your house at that time when you're talking to them doesn't mean you can't have a connecting conversation at that level. So what does that level look like? It's not talking about the weather, it's not elevator talk. It's actually the process that begins of getting to know somebody. And I'll share that in a later video called Building Rapport. But oxytocin conversation is something that comes up when you're talking to somebody and you're thinking to yourself, hmm, what does this person actually want to get out of life? Or I wonder what this person is thinking, or I wonder what this person is like. This isn't a like theoretical or esoteric kind of teaching. Literally, when you ask yourself that in your head, what to say comes up after. I don't like sharing or talking about pickup lines because they don't work. I like talking primarily about mindset because your mindset is always going to dictate the results you get in life. So anytime people somebody's asking me what's the right line, I know they have the wrong mindset. I know somebody has the right mindset when they're asking me, hey, what should I think or what's the right feeling to have when I'm in this type of situation? Because all I have to do is get you to that feeling, and then boom, the right things are going to start coming out. And that's how life works. That's how you be to do to have, right? That's how you be to do to have. So when you're connecting with somebody, you're thinking of it as they're sitting on your couch and you're having the start of an intimate conversation. Um, so comfort conversations, what does that sound like? It's questions that you actually get to getting to know somebody. I think a lot of people try to have comfort conversations when you're just meeting somebody, and so that's not the first thing you should do. The first thing you should do is banter, have fun, nothing serious, and then after that, you can start getting to connecting conversations. And how will you know which stage you're in and when to do that? By understanding compliance. Then I go too deeper into my course. But empathic, emotionally connecting. So empathy, right? This means you need empathy to understand compliance. And you can tell that by how much they respond to you, how quick they respond to you, the context of what they say. Is she a 9 to 5 worker? Does she have her own business? Is she entrepreneurial? Does she have a regular job? Women that have regular jobs tend to respond quicker. Women that are entrepreneurial tend to be like men, where they're away from their phone until they have a break from work and then they respond to you. That empathy skill of being able to relate to somebody is what's really important to understanding the level of compliance. Just because she doesn't text you in the next 3 hours doesn't mean she's not interested. Something could happen, or just could just be her pattern. So pick up on that, talk about it, bring it up in a calibrated manner, and use that to as a framework to start having more deeper kind of conversations. I won't say deeper conversations. I'll say like more like light conversations while texting, so you can meet up in person and have deeper conversations. How to never get ghosted again. This framework by not doing the boring basic stuff that most men do. Your job is to stick out and be unique in every area of life. Um, by understanding compliance, right? Sometimes you guys go too fast, sometimes you go too slow, but using empathy, you will understand where in the framework you are with talking to somebody and never get ghosted again. The key answer to this, what I realized is call rapport, right? So let's say we're talking about online, a dating app. You can't really build rapport with somebody through texting. You have to do it in person. So you have to understand, guys, women not responding to you on online dating, you don't even know this woman. So she doesn't owe you anything. If she doesn't respond to you, give her a few days, give her an hour, I'm gonna give her a day or a few days, and then hit her up again. Sometimes she forgets. If she's still not interested, if she's not responding to you, send her a farewell message. And if it makes sense, then unmatch. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But you are not in control until you have the first date with her and you get to actually meet her in person. She can ghost you, she can do whatever. A lot of times it happens because one of these things are out of line, or sometimes she just got back with her ex, or sometimes she took a trip to Mexico. I don't know. These things happen. So you got to understand that like these are the things you have to do to minimize ghosting. Ghosting can always happen at any minute. except at the last part when you actually get to know somebody. So do these things, it'll minimize ghosting. Once you have the first date and these things are on lock, and they make sense, the frame means that like you're just dating for fun, or the frame is you're actually dating to, um, find your next girlfriend, right? Let's say you're dating to find your next girlfriend. Intentional dating to me and to a lot of people doesn't mean you're just dating to marry the next person you're with. It means that you're dating with clarity and you're speaking that truth to who you're talking to. Like, hey, I'm dating to find my girlfriend, but I feel like we match in more of a friend setting or more of this setting. Just having that clarity is what the intentional part means to me. So set the frame when you're a person, have an emotional conversation, emotional connecting conversation, and actually get to know this person. Those three things are very important. Now, once you have those things set in line, what you want to do next is building the rapport. People ghost strangers. You never ghost your friends. People that you actually know, love, and care about. If it's your best friend you haven't spoken to in 6 months and they call you randomly, you most likely pick up the phone. If they texted you, you definitely respond back, as long as it's not a crazy text message. And that's because there's a lot of deep rapport and care about that person. So if you care about the person in front of you, don't want them to ghost you, have a conversation about it and make sure you build deep rapport. You want to know deep rapport? I'll be building a training around that a little later on. But this is the formula for not getting ghosted. Everybody here has to understand that being ghosted on a dating app or being ghosted from doing a cold approach is fine. Why? Because it's not rejection. It's just feedback. A lot of times there's things that goes on in a person's life that has nothing to do with you. You just do these parts right, correctly, and eventually things will work out in your favor. And you build rapport when you're with them in person, and there's actually these things set in stone. Ghosting will never be a thing for you. These things take time. You will pick it up faster than you realize. Stick with the process. Ask for help, and we got you. And I'll see you in the next video.